big story, man, for our Patreon. Josh Alexander is taking bookings No Surrender weekend, including the night of No Surrender. He advertised it on his Twitter. He is not planning to be at No Surrender, even though he is currently being advertised for that show. It looks like he is not going to be there, and his contract actually expires in February, and he has not resigned yet.
Legit.
That's the story. No, nobody has really picked this up. Sean Ross Sapp thinks it's a work. I personally think this is an elaborate work. I think that it's feeding into a storyline. The only problem I have with it is the storyline hasn't played out on TV just yet. So we're got the cart before the horse, to where he's advertising taking bookings No Surrender weekend, but he's being advertised by Impact as being at No Surrender. So there's something weird going on there.
So we never discussed this. How liberal are we with spoilers on this show?
We can give a 5-second countdown, and then we can just do like a little bit. I don't like to do spoilers because I know it turns people off, but we could say something here that can kind of tie this in together. Alrighty. So spoiler alert: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So basically and I didn't read too much into the spoilers, but what I did read is that on the second night of tapings, Scott D'Amore sends Josh Alexander home, kicks him off Team Impact, and says you're not going to be there, right? So that hasn't played out on TV just yet. So
this leads back into my theory of Scott being the heel and being against anti-Josh. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm with you that this is an elaborate storyline.
Yeah, I think it's an elaborate. The only problem I have with it is that they jumped the gun a little bit. I know Brother's not planning to be there, so he needs to get out ahead of it and get his bookings in. However, he hasn't been kicked off the team yet. So at least on television. So that's the curious thing. That's the weird thing to me.
I would love to know because I was under the impression that Josh was locked down longer. I thought that news came out last year.
No. So the news came out in October that his contract expired in February, and no news has come out saying he has re-signed. There are people that believe he has re-signed, but there has been no official statement whatsoever.
Got one of those AEW 45-day contracts.
Yeah, one of those Leah Rush deals. Yeah.
I am not one to believe anything a professional wrestler ever tells me. Ever. They tell me that the cheeseburger tasted really good at this restaurant. I give them the side eye and assume it's ass. So I'm going to assume this is just storyline.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. But it did not stop me from writing a story about it. And apparently, and I ended the article with, I think this is an elaborate work. But I did, I was like, hey, legitimately, he's taking bookings during No Surrender weekend, and his contract is expired. That's news. Yeah. And it was one of our most read stories that we've had in a long time. So
nice job.
worked.
Nice job.